How to start a side hustle while keeping your day job alive. Hello, entrepreneurs. Welcome back to Behind the Brains podcast, a place for young entrepreneurs to learn about business strategies and political insights. Our today's episode is slightly different from the rest of our podcast episodes, where in the past I've usually talked about starting a business or growing a new or existing business. Most of the discussions have always been around full fledged businesses or startups, but to be honest, that's not the only thing for everyone. Everyone who is listening to this podcast doesn't want to start their own business or get completely into a new business. Some of the people actually want to test things out first and build a side hustle that generates revenue for them even when they are not working on it. Yes, I'm right. Not everyone wants a big business or a unicorn startup. Actually, in the past few years, people have shifted their attention towards side hustling and building extra streams of income. In this pandemic, the only lesson that job seekers and typical employee mindset guys have learned is that to survive in this market, you actually need to do more than what you actually do. Side hustle is an extra effort that you make to earn a little more money so that you don't have to rely fully on your day job. In my opinion, I personally feel that side hustles are a way better option for employees and entrepreneurs because it involves lowest possible risk and it can be operated with minimum amount of capital and employee, keeping aside the profitable part. So the best part is that you can bootstrap your side hustle and expand it as a business when you feel you are all good for starting it on a large scale. So in our today's episode, I'll share some tips on how you can start your own side hustle while keeping your day job alive. And without wasting any more time, let's get right into it. The first point is kind of hard to implement, and most of the people who start a side hustle fall right at this point, preparing for a long haul. Side hustle is just like a business, but it works like a micro business which is too small and can be managed easily. But the thing is, you need to apply the same amount of effort to get new customers and clients, just like you would have to do for your full fledged business. It's hard to find customers for a new business, and people who don't find any would always suggest you to not waste your time into starting a new side hustle or a new side business. So, the first thing that you need to understand is determination and patience is the key. No business is grown overnight. Customers are the key to a successful business, and finding the best and the right one takes time. Having patience in the earlier stage of a startup or a business or even a side hustle helps a lot with dealing into such situations. I remember when I started my calligraphy side hustle, it was really hard to get new customers and I was 14 or 15 at that time. I didn't even knew anything about promotions and marketing. The only thing I knew was calligraphy and I had faith that someone would use my services. And that determination actually helped me to bank a few bucks in those early days. So, determination and patience is the key for any business or a side hustle or even a startup. Now, keeping the motivational part aside, let's talk about real business. What would you do or what would your side hustle rather be? Side hustle can be started with anything: calligraphy, music, illustrations and art, content creation, marketing services, or anything that you can imagine. But what would your side hustle be? Working on something that you truly love brings that enthusiasm and positive energy to your work. And when you work with full dedication and passion, your work does not remain work, it becomes an art. So, the first thing that you need to consider before you start your side hustle is to figure out what are your interests and what are you most passionate about. Like I said earlier, I didn't knew anything about how to get customers or how to start a business. I just knew calligraphy and hand lettering. My passion was the driver of my side hustle at that time. You need to know what are your interests and hobbies. And if you don't know them yet, this is the perfect time to figure it out. If you are not able to figure it out on your own, then I would suggest you to consult your friends and peers who have observed you for a long time. They can definitely throw some new ideas and reveal some of your hidden strengths. After figuring out your interest, remember that the interest you have chosen to start your side hustle with must be the one that you are the best in. It shouldn't be like this, where you have started a side hustle on social media marketing as it's your favorite thing, but you don't actually know anything about social media marketing. That's a total waste, right? I know you guys aren't that stupid, but considering the one that you are best in will give an early boost to your side hustle as you can master your field easily and efficiently, which is most important in this time. Now it's time to figure out a way to monetize your passion. And trust me, This is the most easy and kind of the most difficult thing at the same time. Giving your work a price tag can be a fun and easy thing, but sometimes not taking it too seriously can get you to take losses for your side hustle. I've made that mistake twice, and I would highly recommend you to reconsider your pricing strategy from time to time. Keep them updated and always keep them moderate. They shouldn't be too low that they start sounding cheap, and neither too expensive that the clients see no worth in the results. To make your side hustle a business, you need to figure out different ways in which you can earn money with your hobbies. Because you aren't running a non profitable organization or something that you would do things for free or for cheap. If music is your hobby, then try to sell albums, which is really a tough one, or start a freelance music composing side hustle, or join a small band, or anything that is related to business and can make you some money. If you are into writing, then start a blog, write ebooks or publish books, publish articles on newspapers and other blogging sites. The ideas are endless, and don't be a fool to try everything. Start with one specific thing and then grow it. Master your field and then try to expand your business. When I started my e-commerce development thing, I used to do basic one product store design. Then I got into niche store and branded general store development. Then I started giving marketing services and now I'm a copywriter too. So slowly and steadily, you have to diversify your product and service portfolio. One honest advice would be to not diversify your products too much until you have a team to work with. Because if you work with a lot of things or a lot of products, at first it would definitely look like it's going amazing, you are doing all good. But as and when workload starts to increase, you'll start to hate it because you would be overburdened with a lot of opportunities and responsibilities. And the services that you would provide won't be that much good of a quality. So don't diversify your product portfolio behind your work limits. Now that your monetization part is complete, figure out a way to stand out of your competition because this is the most important thing that would help you to grow your side hustle. It could either be by over deliverance of promises, low prices, better services, after work services, compensation and extra benefits, or anything unique that you could think of. If you provide a unique opportunity for your customers to add something different, new, and beneficial to their life, then trust me, guys, people will love your services and your side hustle will definitely grow. You even need to find a way to get your initial customers. Without any customers, you can't grow your side hustle. If you validate your side hustle with even a paying customer, it means that your side hustle has a chance of growth, or at least there are possibilities of getting more and more customers to pay. If your side hustle doesn't bring any paying customers, then you need to move on into something new and different because your side hustle won't grow. Always start with your friends and family first. Tell them that you have started such and such thing, and if they need any services from you, they can contact you. If none of them want your services, don't lose hope, guys, because you can use your networks or you can use their networks to promote it. You can simply ask them to refer you as a seller for the services which can help you to get your initial customers, right? Social media promotions doesn't work well at the beginning. So I would definitely suggest my listeners to not start any social promotions until you have your first 5 to 10 customers because when you have worked for at least 5 people, you can show your work as a portfolio and how well the results are. Later it's on the viewers what they need to prefer or what they choose. Starting a blog or a content page will be beneficial because you can definitely build an audience which you can later on use them to leverage your business. I often do this with my own podcast where I promote my business and find a good audience base, just like you guys who love my podcast. The power of people will help a lot in the long run, if not immediately. So leverage your time and your audience. I cannot cover everything in this podcast episode because solo podcast can be boring and adding too much content into a small piece of work is not at all worth it. You won't get to learn anything in depth and it would just sound like a motivational podcast. And I'm not the kind of guy who loves motivation a lot because I'm already working on a lot of things and I know what I need to do. I would rather choose to create separate and specific content that will be more useful and beneficial in terms of understanding and implementing. So I'll create a new episode where I'll talk about some secrets of getting initial and ongoing customers. So if you really want it, then promote this podcast as much as possible. Don't think this episode ends here. There's something more to this side hustle thing. Just like every business needs to promote after sales services, you'll have to do the same to get an edge over your competitors. And if it's possible for you, then collaborate with other freelancers or with your competitor. But I'll come to that part later. First, let's discuss the after sale thing. After sale services are the services that a company provides after selling the product or service. It could be either warranty, guarantee, repair and delivery, time to time services, or anything special like bonuses, launch event tickets, or holiday packages. The possibilities are endless. After sales services provide your customers some assurance regarding their purchase, and giving some bonuses make them loyal to the brand. I won't suggest you to give them after sales services at a cost of your own margins, because if you were a business, you could have taken the loss, you could have taken that hit, and then you can work on the long term profits. But a side hustle works with bare capital, and you don't want to get into losses. When I promote my e commerce services, I give my clients full assurance for 14 days, full support assurance, which depends on their packaging and work, of course. I even give them timely tips and advice, which has helped them to get Google rankings and new loyal customers, profitable online business, and winning products. I even give my clients a free review of their full site before being hired. It's kind of hard to digest when they take reviews from you and then do the job themselves or hire someone to do that job, but that's my business policy. I always review their stores and business first and then get hired. This way, they get an assurity that the person they are working with or the person they have hired actually knows the job well and will give them the best results possible than any other freelancers out there. You can use your own techniques to give different, unique, and useful services which will help you to get more customers and get more money. You can use these tips to start your side hustle, because everything discussed in this podcast episode is the exact blueprint I have followed to start and grow my side hustle. And you can see the results too. I have so much precise content on my podcast, and I'm even promoted to a level 1 seller on Fiverr, which is hard for most of the freelancers. Now, allow me to explain the most effective way of promoting a side hustle to the maximum amount of people: collaborating with your competitor or other freelancers. This is the perfect way of growing any side hustle. I haven't got any opportunity to work with any other freelancers, but if I feel that someone's worthy for it, I'll definitely take a shot. I'll give you an example so it's easy for you to understand. If you are a graphic designer, your best collaboration will be with the marketing team, because marketers need graphic designs for most of their online activities. And you collaborating with one will be a win win for both of you guys. You'll get recognition and exposure, while the marketer will get his designs done. Now, what if you are a marketer? Your best shot would be to collaborate with an e commerce consultant or e commerce developer. I'll tell you why. Because e commerce consultants give a roadmap that is best suitable for the e commerce brand to grow their business. And in the roadmap, most of the weightage is given to marketing and promotion. Now, if you have collaborated with any e commerce consultant, he'll either give you the job by referring you to their client, or else you can tie up with them and close a deal for getting all of their clients' marketing work. Here, the consultant would take the job himself and he'll hire you to do the job and take some commissions. Either way, it's beneficial for both of y'all. As a freelancer, your aim should be to create good portfolio of at least 5 successful jobs, as I have mentioned earlier. Then you can focus on profits and growth. Your portfolio talks more than your words and promises. So focus on creating a good and a strong portfolio. To give you a recap of our today's episode, first, become psychologically strong and be dedicated and patient. Then choose the field that you want to work in. Then give your interest a monetization strategy and a revenue model. After monetizing it, look for your first 5 customers and first 5 clients, and then promote your side hustle as a business and a brand. When you get your first customer, focus on providing after sales services, as that can be your word of mouth promotion for free. And if it's possible, collaborate with other freelancers and your competitor. In this way, you can build a perfect side hustle that makes you extra money, or it can even make you a living if you focus on building it as a business or a startup. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you liked this episode a lot. And if so, then share it with your friends who want to start a side hustle, or with any business partner that you want to start your business with. Because the tips given in this episode can be applied in both businesses and side hustles, because both of them are actually the same. but the operating is actually different and the psychology used for both of them are different. And also don't forget to subscribe us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify and YouTube. We are on every podcasting platform and we are even listed on IMDb. So if you want, you can review our podcast on IMDb too. If you love our content, then make sure you leave a review on Apple Podcasts so that it helps us to grow our podcast too. I'll be back with another episode next week. Till then, take care, keep listening, keep hustling for Behind the Brains podcast.